Hi you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome for those who are new. My name is Fransica Brackin John. Welcome to the channel. So let's talk about it. For those who are new, let's talk about it, right? Why do you think that teens, because the Lord brought this message to me and it was so deep, the inner workings of why they do this, right? Why do you think that teens are sexually active before, their time? Why do you think that they do that? And you would say you talk to them and talk to this person and they ain't changing. Why would you think that they are sexually active before? Why do you think they're sexually active before the time? You think they're just deaf? You think they're just being rebellion? You think they're just not hearing? That is far from the truth. They are hearing. They do have understanding. They know what you're saying. They agree with what you're saying. But why do you think that they do it still? You think it's just they just hate you? Why do you think they do it still? The Lord have me to understand this, and He said, as we grow, there's a reason why as we grow, they change. So some of you all who see your sons and your daughters changing, and when they become teenagers, they become evil and all these kind of things, right? When they grow, they change as their body change, and you have to understand that when their bodies change, it affects them. It affects them emotionally. There is something called hormones. And as they grow, as their brain develop, as their head get big, as their brain develop, they become more mature, they get more understanding. When they get more understanding, you have to understand the reason why they behave childish is because certain things had not been introduced to them. They didn't understand life the way how they understand life now. But as they grow, they understand certain things, they know certain things, they deal up with certain things some of you all don't know. Their school is like work for some of you all. Some of you all go and work and you have to deal up with different characters and different things. That is like their school for them. You have to understand certain things. They have certain problems. Some of you all will say that they're so young, what they have to study and all these kind of things. They are young, and the knowledge that you have about life, they don't have those things. They're dealing up with life. They're now being introduced to certain things, now understanding certain things. And you have to understand that that knowledge can cause a lot of stress on someone when they do not know how to handle it, who to talk to. Some of your parents also, that child does not want to come to you for a reason, because one, they may have learned from the way how you handle them in time past when they confide in you that when if I tell mom or dad this, they aren't going to, how to say, they aren't going to respond good. It's like you're telling them something and they are confiding in you and letting you know, showing you their emotions and letting you know something, and you hit them for it. And I mean you physically hit them, but you rough them up. How dare you do that or whatever it is. Now they know they cannot confide in you, so they will not come to you for everything. This is when you see a child that is closed off from their parents because they have learned from past experiences not to interact with their parents and tell them anything, because why? From my past experience, mom or dad lash out, I cannot speak to my parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? The best thing you can do when a child comes to you and they reveal to you anything that you know to yourself, you will not be feeling comfortable telling someone this if it was you also, and they come and they reveal that to you. It could be however horrible. Do not take it and lash out of them. First, you deal with that thing in a way so that they can see that, yes, mom and dad is a trusted advisor. They are someone that I can trust not to lash out on me for being human. You have to understand they are human also. They are going to make mistakes, right? So when you lash out on them because they make mistakes, because they are now learning life, they are now learning certain things. Yes, you may have talked to them, but talking to someone, when you can say, I would do this and I would do that, you have to understand putting certain things, that certain advice into actions is totally different from when you hear them. You can have it in your head and say, I'm going to do this, but it's totally different. So they get all the advice from you, but you have to understand they are dealing up in the world, in everything is new to them, and they are learning things differently. That can become stressful. Now let me explain to you why I explained that to you. As a child goes, they mature. You have to understand the brain works like this. The brain is designed to, how to say, govern the emotions and everything else inside of your body. It tells the hand how to move, tell electrons where to go so that this can function, that can function. It calls, it tells you, the person, that okay, this is when you get craving, that you need this and that you need that and all these kind of things. The brain is designed to manage everything effectively. Now, that being said, when you mature and you get certain information, the brain does not matter if you are a teenager. It releases hormones when you start to stress. When that child is no longer a child and is growing up and starting to understand things, understand why mommy's sad, why mommy's going through this, start to see certain things, start to understand why dad is this, why dad is that, I wish I can do this, I wish I can do that, start to deal up with peer pressure, start to deal up with individuals who, attacking their parents, start to deal up with life in general. That child can come to a place where they are stressed, and they will not let you know they are stressed. You would think to yourself what stress they have. They are human beings, like I say, and they're not this thing new. So don't put down their stress like they're not supposed to be stressed about anything, right? So they are stressed now. The brain releases something, a chemical, which is where we call hormones, right? And that calls for a release in some area, some form or way. This is when you see teens start to act. Their hormones are more heightened because the body was designed to use to release certain things. Like when we are intimate with adults is intimate, there is something that releases when you are intimate in your body that helps. It is called endorphins. That releases when you, when you are being like that, right? It releases, and that calms your body. So the brain releases certain things. This is why, at that age, you're more stressed out or whatever. A stressed out teen is a horny teen. Let me put it like that, right? So the more they have on their mind, the more they go for certain things, and the more the body heightens those hormones so that, they can, it's like the body's calling for something to release the stress. Do you understand what I'm saying? My advice in this area, and the advice that the Holy Spirit gave me, I should say, he gave me this advice, and he said counseling is needed, trusted advisors is needed. You as the parents also, they need to feel safe that they can confide in you to release certain things. Now, if that cannot be and you have lost their trust, the best thing you can do is give them a little diary or some kind of things to release their stress in. You also, the reason why I said that also, get trusted advisors and trusted things. It is not wise most of the time to have them have friends, to confide into friends, because them friends is around their age also, and they might give them terrible advice. The best thing you can do for that teen is get them counseling, get persons who aren't you if you lost their trust, or build back that trust, or you can even get them a diary if you cannot afford counseling or whatever. Get them a little diary, a book where they can trust to write all their feelings about you, because sometimes they're angry with you, about that, about this, about that, what they're stressing, what they're thinking about, as a way of releasing stress and bringing down that hormones, thus not affecting them the way how they're supposed to be affected, they would be affected, right? I'm going on to it more. So that will not happen. And when I mean their diary, some of your parents, you have to let them know, give them a key and help them to lock that diary also. Some of your parents are too fast, you go and dig up in that, and that child find out that makes it even worse. Give them a little diary where they can vent. You have to understand they need to release, right? So as that child develops, another thing the Lord was saying, when you deal up with hormones, and some of you all would like to say, body is a temple of the Most High God. Explain to them what it means to be a temple of the Most High God. That means the Holy Spirit dwells inside of them, and they are set apart and holy. But you also have to explain to them why not to have sex, because they will think to themselves that, okay, why can't I just, wherever it is, ain't nothing wrong with it, or wherever I can use protection and all these kind of things. Yes, that is something that they can do, but the Lord have me to understand something. He said, listen, the reason why he does not like masturbation and he does not approve of protection and stuff like that, the Lord prefer if they abstain until they get married, and then try contraceptive or whatever if they don't want to have a baby. You understand? The Lord is opposed to that because He said with masturbation, you have to understand sex is something that where it blends two people together. Exchange energy and fluids exchange. It does not matter what. When you condomize, it's like basically you using a toy, right? When you condomize and you do those things, I'm not saying for persons who cannot control themselves and is condomizing to protect themselves, don't wear it, right? That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying for individuals, the reason why the Lord is opposing these kind of things is because, one, the Lord say energy does exchange, and when you do that, if it's not being exchanged to the person that you are intimate with, there is evil forces, whether or not you want to believe in demons and angels, there is evil forces that is around and they suck those energy and they also release inside. When they are exchanged, you're not exchanging with that person, you exchange with that spirit. Yes, Holy Spirit. You exchange with that spirit. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you exchange with that spirit also exchange energy with you. It also exchange with you. This is why, and what is exchange? It exchange to be, the exchange is piece of itself inside of you so that it can control your emotions where you are stressed more than you are supposed to, and you're constantly, this is why some individuals are addicted to that and all these kind of things, and you're unable to control yourself in certain areas, and you're always wanting that because that demon is always craving to, it is craving to feed some more off of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a very dangerous thing when you do that by yourself, because that, and when you do condomize, because that was meant to release energy. This is why you see couples over a long period of time, you will notice certain things they know about their partner actions and certain things, because the Lord sees us two persons becoming one. He had designed it for two persons becoming one. That means you are supposed to think, relate, understand your partner better. So through that, he basically put something where energy, even your energy, can be exchanged. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is wrong for you to masturbate, because when you masturbate, there is a spirit there that is sucking from you. People always talk about Holy One. They always talk about spirit husband and spirit wife. They never explain these things. Spirit husband is demons that is around that suck from you when you are doing that, because you're not supposed to do that. Because energy get released, certain things get released, and where does that go? That demon takes all of that energy, take everything from you, suck from you. Meanwhile, it exhibits what it is, that it exhibits certain things inside of you to control you, dominate you, where now that demon can, how to say, mess with you on the inside because you do something that is ungodly. So you have to explain all of these things also to your sons and daughters. Explain to them also, even if, because some of them might see young ladies that is out there, and just like you, they want to be accepted. They might even watch as their peers and say to themselves, you know what, oh, this person is getting so much of guys, and why they don't like me, and all these kind of things, and they might try to follow in the pattern of that person that quote unquote is popular, or quote unquote have, you know, these bag of guys running around them, right? Explain to them like how the Lord explained this to me. Explain to them that just like a high-end vehicle, right? I'm not saying that they are, but explain to them that they have value. And because they are valuable, some of you guys, children, you will have educate them to know how to look for a wife and how to look for a husband, what not to do, what to do. Based on those wisdom, they are not foolish. And many individuals, just like that vehicle that is this luxury vehicle that many people can just watch, but they can't pay the price to get it. Many individuals will watch at your son or daughter, but based on the fact that they is foolish, they cannot get them. And they might just watch them and not even pay them any mind. It does not mean, let them know that it does not mean that they are ugly, it does not mean something is wrong with them. It just means that they cannot pay the price, what they have to pay in order to get them. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they don't want them. It's just they are unobtainable to those to those who does not want to pay the price or cannot pay the price to be with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? The cheaper vehicles, they can pay the price for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell them do not devalue themselves by exposing their bodies like that, seeing that and saying, okay, I'm going to start to expose this and do this or whatever it is in order so that I can get that attention also. Let them know that there's nothing wrong with them. The Lord created them differently but special in their own. Do you understand what I'm saying? You also have to realize that your children is individuals that you need to pump up as well, because they do go out there, they do mix with all kind of different persons, they do get tears and also. And some of you all, you need to understand, give your child time to relax, to play, let it play little games or whatever it is. Let them have that time to occupy their mind with positive things also. That helps also to keep their mind off from straying into foolishness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Occupy their minds also. Also know that they're just like you. They need time by themselves. So they are changing. And they will not be the same person, but just know they are changing. There are going to be times when they're going to need time by themselves. They don't hate you, just like you. They may have had a hard day, just like you, that when you done do everything, you want a little time to relax. You might want to do this, do the same with them. They are young you. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? The Lord said for individuals also that have you have pity, your daughter, your son pick a good mate and they understand all of these things, and you say, okay, this is good or whatever. The Lord said just because they pick a good mate, is your daughter is a good one and this person that they introduce you with is a good person. The Lord said do not still just leave them all by themselves. Do not still leave them all by themselves. There is something that you guys need to understand. Just like you, there is a spirit of lust and temptation. They get tempted, they lust or whatever it is. It don't have to be that they don't know all these things is wrong and they don't have all these head of knowledge. It could just simply be temptation and lust. So what you have to do, protect your eye gate and your ear gate. Protect their eye gate and ear gate. What they see and what they hear is something that you do need to monitor, and let them know they do need to monitor to keep their mind from being on that. And also, even though you educate them with all of these things and you do take this advice and you do give them all of these things and they're good, you have to understand, just because you teach someone how to drive a vehicle, you do not just throw them behind the wheel. You throw them, you put them behind the wheel, and then you sit down next to them to direct them also. So don't leave them unsupervised just because they tell them all of this. Until you see when you are supervising them, then that, okay, it's cool, and you feel confident that now you can afford to trust them by themselves together, then you do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And also for parents who, your son or your daughter, don't do that, they don't become sexually active, don't throw them away. When I mean throw them away, do not forget, do not, stop treating them like they're special, like they are the apple of your eye. Don't stop talking to them just because they don't do that. It's like a lost cause or whatever. This person done already doing that, so I don't really need to do that. No. Oh, God. Children don't like to feel like it's, okay, well, it's a cool season, whatever it is, and mommy's not studying me now, whatever, because that could be the difference between them continue on doing that and changing. If they see that, regardless, I still love you, we make mistakes. Some of you all failing to realize, Abba give us so much chances, we make so much mistakes, and we do not give our younger children room to be human and to make mistakes. They're going to be human, they're going to make mistakes. They're gonna make mistakes. Some of you always say, well, they don't know what it's to be a parent, and all these kind of, that's not true. They're gonna make mistakes. And what I'm telling you, they are going to make mistakes just like you, and when they make mistakes, you have to love them and support them in that time. Or else this thing, you can potentially lead them to further destruction, and then say, I wish I could have, maybe if I was closer to them, I could have prevent this or prevent that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't think because now they do that or whatever it is, now you stop talking to them, now you stop protecting them, now you stop. No, you make a mistake, you do that, son or daughter, now We need to deal with this however it is. Love them right where they are, just like how Christ loving you just how you are, with your mistakes, with your faults. And remember that you are young also. They are growing up, they are changing. Do not see their problems as if it is nothing, because it is not nothing to them. It is big to them because you have all the answers already. You walk that road already. Them now experiencing it. Even if you give them the advice, they are still now experiencing it, right? I hope you can understand your sons and daughters a little bit, and I hope that I give you some wisdom as to how to deal with their hormones and how to protect them, how to protect them from certain things, how to be wise with them, and how to allow them to be human. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay blessed, stay strong. If you're new to the channel, remember to share, like, and subscribe. I hope I did that one good. Bye, guys. Pray to me.